disappointing performance in the first round by the Bronco men's basketball team, as they were upset in the first round by 11th seeded San Jose State 84-74. I think this was San Jose State's third or fourth win the conference this season, and I think only their second or third ever win the conference tournament as a member of the Mountain West Conference. In terms of San Jose State's offense, their last field goal was a layup by number Myers to make it 76-65 for 8 left. Largest lead came at 6:29 left in the game at 16 points when it was 74-58. San Jose State's largest run was 7-0. For the Broncos, their last field goal was a three-pointer by Drew Field to make it 81-73, 20 seconds left in the game. Broncos' last lead was 1 point with 51 seconds left till halftime, at 39-38. Broncos' largest lead in the game was 5, with 15:06 left till half when it was 14-9. Broncos' largest run was 11-0. Let's get this ad off of here. The Broncos were the home team, so we'll look at the visitor stats first. In the whole game, Kobe Garland, number 0, had led the Spartan charge with 22 points and 7 of 18 shooting overall, including 1 of 5 from range. Hit all 7 free throw attempts, 1 offensive, 5 total boards, 3 assists, 3 fouls, 3 steals in 40 minutes. Number 1, Adrian Myers had 14 points on 6 of 11 shooting, 1 of 4 from range, 1 of 2 from the stripe, 2 offensive, 10 total boards. So he had a double-double. He had 4 fouls, 2 turnovers, 1 block, 1 steal in 25 minutes. Melvin Bell Jr., number 4, finished with 11 points, 4 of 8 from the floor, 1 of 3 from range, and 2 of 4 from the stripe. 1 offensive, 2 total boards, 2 fouls, 1 turnover, 1 block, 2 steals in 40 minutes. Number 13, Jerome Washington, had 18 points. Or Jermaine Washington, on 6 of 11 shooting, 3 of 7 from range, 3 of 6 from the stripe, 2 boards, 6 assists, 2 fouls, 1 steal in 37 minutes. Former Broncos Sada Nganga, 14 points, 5 of 7 from the floor, 2 of 3 from range, hit both free throw attempts, 3 offensive, 7 total boards, 1 assist, 4 fouls, 2 turnovers, 2 blocks, 1 steal in 27 minutes. 21, Whimper had 5 points, was 2 of 5 from the floor, 1 of 3 from range, 0 for 3 from the stripe, 1 offensive, 3 total boards, 4 fouls, 1 turnover, 1 block in 22 minutes. Number 33, Overstreet, was 0 for 1 from the floor with 2 boards in 8 minutes. In the first half, head coach Tim Miles was whistled for a technical foul. Broncos made both technical free throws and then made the ensuing, or had a field goal in the ensuing drive or possession after the technical free throws still were down at that point. Overall, 84 points as a team on 36-1, shooting for 49%, 9 of 25 from range for 36%, 15-24 from the stripe for 63%. 9 offensive, 32 total boards, 10 assists, 19 fouls, 6 turnovers, 5 blocks, 8 steals, 5 bench points, 32 paint points, 15 points off turnovers, 14 stick chance points, 8 fast break points, 11 of 18 layups, 2 of 3 on dunks. They tied the game 3 times, typically twice. They had 67 possessions, 38 scores, had a pretty sustained good 1.25 points per possession. Scored 57% of the time, only turned over 9% of the time. San Jose led for 26-36. 12 for 949, and were tied for 334. In the first half, Garland with 9 points, 3 of 8 from the floor, 1 of 3 from range, hit both free throws with an assist, 2 fouls, 2 steals. Myers with 6 points, 3 of 5 from the floor, missed his own 3-point attempt in the first half. 4 boards, 3 fouls, 1 turnover, block and steal. Bell Jr. with 4 points, 2 of 4 from the floor, 0 for 1 from range, 0 for 2 from the stripe, 1 offensive board, 1 foul, 1 turnover, 1 steal. Jermaine Washington, 10 points, 3 of 6 from the floor, 2 of 4 from range, hit both free throw attempts, 2 boards, 3 assists, 1 steal in 20 minutes. Sada had 9 points, 3 of 5 from the floor, 1 of 2 from range, hit both free throw attempts, 2 offensive, 4 total boards, 1 assist, 2 fouls, 2 turnovers, 1 steal. Whimper had 3 points, was 1 of 2 from range with the foul. And Overstreet 0 from 1 from the floor with the board. All now 41 points at half, 15 of 31 from the floor for 48%, 5 of 13 from range for 39%, 6 of 8 from the stripe for 75%. 4 offensive, 13 total boards, 5 assists, 9 fouls, 4 turnovers, 1 block, 6 steals. 3 bench points, 14 paint points, 11 points off turnovers, 6 second chance points, 2 fast break points, 32 possessions, 18 scores, 1.24 points per possession. Scored 55% of the time they had the ball, turned over 12% of the time. In the second half, Garland erupted for 13 points on 4-10 shooting, over 2 from range, hit all 5 free throws, 1 offensive, 5 total boards, 2 assists, 1 foul, 1 steal. Myers with 8 points on 3 of 6 shooting, 1 of 3 from range, 1 of 2 from straight, 2 offensive, 6 total boards, 1 foul, 1 turnover. Belt Jr. had 7 points, 2 of 4 from the floor, 1 of 2 from range, hit both free throw attempts, 1 board, 1 foul, 1 block, and a steal. Washington with 8 points, 3 of 5 from the floor, 1 of 3 from range, 1 of 4 from the stripe, 3 assists, 2 fouls. Zada had 5 points, hit both shots, 1 of which was from range, 1 offensive, 3 total boards, 2 fouls, 2 blocks. Daly with 2 points, 1 of 3 from the floor, 0 from 1 from range, 0 for 3 from the stripe. 1 offensive, 3 total boards, 3 fouls, 1 turnover, 1 block, and Overstreet with the board in the second half. San Jose as a team at 43 points, 15 of 30 from the floor for 50%, 4 of 12 from range, 9 of 16 from the stripe for 56%, 5 offensive, 19 total boards, 5 assists, 10 fouls, 2 turnovers, 4 blocks, 2 steals, 2 bench points, 18 bench points, 4 points off turnovers, 8 second chance points, 6 fast break points, 33 possessions, 20 scores, 1.3 points per possession, scored 61% of the time, and turned it over 6% of the time. For the Broncos, Dylan Andrews with a more pedestrian 8 points in the game, on 2 of 6 shooting, 1 of 4 from range, 3 of 4 from the stripe, 1 board, 1 foul, 2 turnovers, 26 minutes. So again, Dylan Andrews in this one played a bit like he did early on in conference season, where he had low scoring, low assists. Offense just didn't really flow through him that game or with him on the court well that game. RJ Keene was up for 3 from the floor, cleaning 0 for 2 from range, 1 offensive, 4 total boards, 3 fouls, 2 turnovers, 28 minutes. In the middle was one of the bright points on offensively for the Broncos. He had 17 points, 6 of 12 from the floor, 2 of 5 from range, hit all 3 free throw attempts, 2 offensive, 6 total boards, 2 fouls, and a steal in 35 minutes. Drew Fielder had 12 points, 3 of 7 from the floor, 1 of 3 from range, and 5 of 7 from the stripe, 3 offensive, 6 total boards, 1 assist, 3 fouls, 2 turnovers, 1 steal in 29 minutes. Jem Buchanan, the Phoam Ranger player of the game, led all scorers with 28 points, 7 of 18 from the floor, 0 for 5 from range, and 14 of 16 from the charity stripe, 4 offensive, 13 total boards, for a double-double, I think his first career double-double, or at least first this season. 2 assists, 2 turnovers, 2 steals in 36 minutes. AJ Neto from the bench had a board, 2 assists, 3 fouls, 2 turnovers in 17 minutes. Pina Carmichael with 5 points, 2 of 7 from the floor, 1 of 4 from range, 1 offense, 3 total boards, 1 assist, 4 fouls in 11 minutes. Don Perlin with 2 points, 1 of 4 from the floor. He missed 3 close range shots right at the rim. 1 offensive board, 1 assist, 1 foul, 1 turnover in 11 minutes. Spencer Ahrens with 2 points, made his own field goal attempt, which was a 2-pointer. 2 boards, 1 foul, 1 turnover in 6 minutes played. Overall, 74 points for the Broncos, 22 of 58 from the floor for 38%, 5 of 23 from range for 22%, 25 of 30 for 83% from the stripe. 14 offensive, 41 total boards, 7 assists, 18 fouls, 12 turnovers, 4 steals, 9 bench points, 34 paint points, 4 points off the turnovers, 19 second chance points, 5 fast break points. One of the areas that killed Boise State offensively was their ability to score inside, aka layups and shots in close. The Broncos were 14 of 31 from layups and shots in close to the basket. They only went up for 1 dunk attempt, and that was successful. Broncos tied the game once and took the lead once, and ever then, since those 2 times, he trailed in this game. 67 possessions, 34 scores, average 1.1 point per possession, 51% of the time they scored, turned over 18% of the time they had the ball. In the first half, Dylan Andrews was 0 for 1 from range with 2 turnovers, a really poor first half for Dylan. RJ was 0 for 2 from range with a board, a foul, and turnover. Andrew with 13 points on 4 of 6 shooting, 2 of 3 from range, 3 of 3 from the stripe with a board and a steal. Drew with the pedestrian first half with 4 points, 0 for 3 from the floor, 0 for 1 from range, hit all 4 free throw attempts, 2 offensive, 4 total boards, 1 assist, 1 turnover. Javen had 13 points, 3 of 5 from the floor, 0 for 1 from range, and 7 of 8 from the stripe, 3 offensive, 7 total boards, 1 assist, 2 turnovers, 1 steal. AG with 2 assists, 2 fouls, and a turnover. Pina with 5 points, 2 of 6 from the floor, 1 of 3 from range, 1 offensive, 2 total boards, 2 fouls. Dom with 2 points, 1 of 3 from the floor, 1 offensive board, 1 assist, 1 foul. Smith with 2 points, made his own field goal attempt, and 2 boards, a foul and a turnover. He did not play in the second half. Broncos were down 41 to 39 at half. Again, the Broncos on the last possession turned it over, then San Jose hit a 3 to take the 41 to 39 lead at half. Broncos were 11-27 from the floor in the first half for 41%. Bismarck 3 of 11 from range for 27%, 14 of 15 from the stripe for 93%, 7 offensive, 20 total boards, 5 assists, 7 fouls, 8 turnovers, 2 steals, 9 bench points, 16 paint points, 4 points off turnovers, 11 second chance points, 4 fast break points, 33 possessions, 18 scores, 1.18 points per possession, scored about 55% of the time, turned over 24% of the time. In the second half, dealing with all 8 of his points, 2 of 5 from the floor, 1 of 3 from range, 3 of 4 from the stripe, 1 offensive board, and a foul. RJ was 0 for 1 from the floor with 1 offense, 3 total boards, 2 fouls, 1 turnover. Andrew with only 4 points on 2 of 6 shooting, 0 for 2 from range, 2 offensive, 5 total boards, 2 fouls. Drew had 8 points, 3 of 4 from the floor, 1 of 2 from range, 1 of 3 from the stripe, 1 offensive, 2 total boards, 3 fouls, 1 turnover, and a steal. Jamin led the charge in the second half. Unfortunately, was too little too late. He was one of our main scorers. In the second half, he had 15 points, 4-13 overall, over 4 from range, and 7 of 8 from the stripe, 1 offensive, 6 total boards, 1 assist, 1 steal. AG had a board, foul, and a turnover. Pino was 0 for 1 from range with a board, assist, 2 fouls. Dom was 0 for 1 from the floor with the turnover. Broncos only 35 second half points. Unlimited 31 from the floor for 36%. 2 of 12 from range for 17%. And 11-15 from the stripe for 73%. So now offensive 21 total boards, 2 assists and 11 fouls, 4 turnovers, 2 steals, 18 paint points, 8 second chance points, 1 fast break point, 33 possessions, 17 scores, 1.06 points per possession, scored 52% of the time, turned over 12%. So again, offense just wasn't really clicking as well as it could have been. There was a lot of probing around the outside, not too much of going inside outside. Defensively was a bit of a quagmire for the Broncos. They had a tough time shutting down San Jose State. A lot of times they couldn't defend well. They were leaving wide open shots way too often, especially from range. So, Yep, I'll just look at the recap for this one from MarcoSports.com. The loss moved the Broncos 20-12 in the season. San Jose State improved 9-23 in the season. Snapped a streak of 17 wins in the last 18 tries for Boise State against the Spartans, including 6 straight wins against the Spartans. The Broncos made 25 free throws, the 6th time the team has made 25 plus free throws this season. Broncos made 14 shots at the charity stripe the first half, the most since 11-17-24 against Clemson. Jay McCord his first double-double for 20th point game of the season. Drew Fielder led team double scoring games this season for 24, and Meadow concluded the year scoring double figures in 6 straight games, the longest stretch of the season. So again, the loss effectively ended Boise State's season. it's unlikely that the Broncos will get an NIT or college basketball crown invite or or CIT invite this year. Again, if it's a CIT, highly doubtful the Broncos would want to play in that one, since that's a pay-to-play tournament. And I think at this point, this team just wants the season to be over, basically. Again, Wednesday encapsulates, the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of year. Or again, this team has shown that when they're on point offensively and defensively, they can beat in the conference, whether it be like San Diego State, New Mexico, etc., etc. When they show up like they did against San Jose State, more than Mr. Hyde, the abomination version. Offensively, defensively, they can be beat by anyone, like White Pacific and like San Jose State. So I think that Wednesday really, I guess you could say, the perfect bookend. Unfortunately for the season, a loss to start the year against White Pacific, a non-Division 1 opponent, Division 2 team. Hell of a bad loss to start the year, and now they get beat by San Jose State to effectively end their season at this point in the conference tournament. Again, San Jose State is probably a Q4 loss. So yeah, this is I'll just call it Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of season, where I get the sense that the team expected maybe to win from the opening tip and more roll the ball out instead of being like, hey, in the conference tournament, anyone could beat anyone. If we don't give 100% of our energy, effort, attention, and focus to this game, we could be beat. And instead of playing like, okay, we have to earn this win in order to play the next one, I think they came out flat, low energy, and we're just expecting to basically dominate from opening tip off, expecting to just have the ball roll out and just expecting to win this game outright instead of being like, we got to go out there, compete, and earn this win. They just viewed it as, we're playing San Jose State, who we beat by 15 and on the road and by about 30 points at home. They're not that good. We could just roll the ball out and expect to win from opening tip. Not expecting much challenge. I mean, I'm probably buying into a lot of the hype that was surrounding the program in this game. Again, the line going into this game was like 15-point margin for the Broncos to win. And I think they fell victim to that. So, yeah, a bit of an ugly loss to cap in a bit of what has been, 20 wins is pretty dang good, but still, this has been a year with ugly games, ugly wins, and hell of ugly losses. So yes, we'll see what happens from here. We'll see who stays, who goes. On BJ Reigns' Bronco Nation News podcast, John Buchanan, Jay Evans' dad, basically thanked Boise for having him in the sun for the past 2 years. Says big news is coming soon. When I put into that chat, if the waivers were granted yet, he said still a work in progress, but I'm guessing the big news is, I'm just basing off a hunch and a gut feeling, but that maybe Javen is maybe considering testing out the portal. And we'll see about that, in terms of the players, Carmichael admittedly will say that he had a down sophomore year offensively and defensively. He'll say that he can definitely be a much more prolific three-point shooter. Again, Keen's role is not necessarily a scorer, more of a defensive glue guy. And Meadow, again, he had a down year offensively in terms of three-point shooting and towards the end for a stretch free throw shooting as well. If you were to lump those three together into one player, they would be really good. But again, that's three separate players. Again, neither are really extremely athletic guys, especially on the defensive side. So I'd say maybe when those three potentially could move into the portal, we'll see. Yeah, but something I think that need to happen is that we need a few more athletic guys. Phoam, he looks like he could be a really good guy. limit action. He's 7-footer, but he also does have some athleticism, which is something the Broncos were lacking this season, especially on the defensive front. Spencer Arons we need to keep. As for a while, he was making threes at a blistering pace, and we'll need that next year. He could be a real good three-point shooter. Needs to improve his defense as well. Maybe we keep Neto as well. I mean, he's definitely got to work on his basketball IQ. He easily gets rattled, turns the ball over, and at times makes really poor decisions, but other times he's a heck of a great defender. He is really athletic on defense too. He can force steals and turnovers, which is awesome. And at times this season, in the same games where he would have some really bonehead plays and make really incredible plays, whether it's making threes or having incredible assists and dishing it out to his teammates. But if he can improve his IQ, the more that'll be huge. We'll see if Bowie comes back as well. Because the Program may look into getting another point guard similar to Dylan Andrews, who has a lot of experience at the higher levels and finding more dogs. High energy, high attitude, great attitude, high athletic players, and actual leaders to come into the team next season. Of course, Drew Fielder is most likely going to come back. I think once we finish his playing career at Boise State, would absolutely love for that too. But definitely need more athletic guys that are more of dogs, people that have killer instinct, that are high energy, high motivation, and more leaders in clubhouse, because we didn't really have a player-led team this season. So, so again, we'll probably see some players officially enter the portal after the Final Four, when the portal opens. And we'll see how the team looks next year. But I think in terms of coaching, Liam Rice should definitely still be the coach. I give him about a year or two more. But I'd say, honestly, Tim Duryea's got a lot of experience, but I think he needs to find a different place to be an offense coordinator, because at times during his tenure here, the offense has been hampered, and it's not really been that efficient or effective under him. And I think some of the success he has as a coach is right up the coattails of his head coach when he was at Utah State. Because again, looking at some of the tweets in the past that I saw about Tim Duryea when he was at Utah State, or when Aggie fans bring him up, they always mention that he really rode the coattails of his head coach while he was an assistant at Utah State. And he wasn't as good as a coach, especially offensively minded, as the head coach he was under. So maybe that means we give the keys to Lexus Williams as an offensive coordinator. If he doesn't feel he's ready, we go out and find someone else. Definitely need to bring in another coach as a rebounding coach, because I think Mike Burns had to do double duty, be offense or defense coordinator and the rebounding coach, and come from someone who's worked 3 jobs at one time, or 3 positions one time at the Hawks, as like an official scoreboard operator, and statistician, I believe. Official scoreboard operator, and statistician. All 3 at one time. That was a lot to keep track of at the same time, and I bet that was a lot Mike Burns has played for this season. And that could also be a bit of why we weren't as good defensively. A lot had to do with the person that we had. They are really good, talented players, but they were not that athletic, and you need more athletic, capable guys to be able to effectively have the defense that Mike Burns really wants to have, or really wants to run. This year, defense was a little underachieved, because again, we didn't really have the kind of athletic guys we had the few years before, like Buzo Agbos, Najee Smiths, Marcus Shavers, really fast, athletic guys. Yeah. Yeah, so I'd say those are more the needs. Is again, we need more lockdown 3-point shooters. If Meadow and or Pina Carmichael cannot get back to the version of last year where they were basically making threes left and right, like 40+%. Definitely need more defensive guys, especially athletic. Maybe bring in another point guard for the portal that has multiple years at the higher level of NCAA for a year. If Bowie is not fully ready to take over the reins yet or decides to transfer, if they're going to go that route. As the 3-point guards, I think Bowie wants to play, especially after sitting out this season because of mental health reasons after losing his dad. He is definitely going to want to play and show, like why Boise State took a chance on him. And if we bring in another point guard from the portal, himself might say, I came here to play, and if I'm not going to play here, I'm going to play somewhere else. And also that can help with AG. Dylan, I don't think was really more of a protege or mentor kind of point guard, of not someone who would really be much assistance to like younger point guards, to show them the ropes, to help them improve. It sounds like he wasn't really that kind of point guard. So, yeah. So again, Wednesday was more of a disappointing loss. Definitely not up to our standards, and there probably will be some changes coming, to the roster, but maybe to the coaching staff and maybe the philosophy a bit too. We'll see what happens as the off-season continues or rolls on. Another scores in conference tournament. In the first game of the day, Colorado State barely beat Fresno 67-63. Nevada easily dispatched Air Force 80-45. UNLV beat Wyoming 73-70. Again, both the Colorado State and UNLV wins, they were down for much of the game, but they found a way to come back and was hoping the Broncos would do the same, but they didn't. In yesterday's semifinal games, in the first game of the day, Utah State annihilated UNLV by 20 to win by a final score of 80-60. Nevada beat out Grand Canyon 84-80. San Diego State held off Colorado State by 9 points and 1-62. And New Mexico, towards the end, blew out San Jose State 93-77. For a good amount of the game, San Jose State was pretty competitive for New Mexico, surprisingly. They were only down at half by 7 points, and there were times in the second half where they would get within like 5 points from 3 points early second half, and then New Mexico would get up with the lead. San Jose State would come back a little bit, but than that though. After a certain point in the second half, became all New Mexico. And in the semifinals, since tonight it is now 7:08 Pacific time on Friday the 13th. Right now, Utah State leads Nevada 20-16 with 8:43 left in the half. It'll be New Mexico, San Diego State at 9 p.m. So we'll see what happens as the offseason moves forward for Boise State basketball.